in the matter of the department versus Patterson. This is a compliance hearing, and if I could have announcements for who's present, please.
Morning, Your Honor. Eugene Graff and Amanda Jones on behalf of the department. Present, ready to proceed.
Thank you.
Good morning, Bailey Sapien. On behalf of Ms. Patterson, my client is present. We're ready.
Thank you.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
Thank you, Mrs. Zavala.
Please wait, I'll open it in a minute.
Ms. Patterson, I'm going to note that you're here, and I guess your children are there.
Come here, you don't have to wait. Yeah, just this one. The other ones are at school.
Okay. Thank you. Are you ready to proceed, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Graff.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would the court just prefer to just have an update from Ms. Jones?
I think that'd be adequate since we have a little audience with us and might be a little faster.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Jones, if you could just go ahead and give the court an update as to the mother's compliance and what your recommendations are going forward.
Yes, so at this point, Ms. Patterson has started some of the services. She is attending the domestic violence group that meets on Thursdays and states that she is getting good information from that program. The other requested services were counseling, which she has not yet complied with. She has recently gotten a new job. And so she has stated it's going to be difficult for her to be able to attend counseling as she works at a daycare and often works until 5 or 6 in the evening. The other service was parenting. She was unable to do parenting through a provider at the beginning of the case. So we offered either online parenting or in-home parenting with resources provided by the department. She was also, prior to our involvement, receiving services through a Region 16 parenting education program, and she had completed those up until, I believe, yesterday. After the job started, she's not been able to continue to meet with that provider due to her schedule. Regarding contact with the department, she has met with me whenever asked. She has allowed me into the home. The last court hearing we had, the family's home had just burnt down a few days prior to that hearing, but they have been able to get into a home and they are working on furnishing that home through resources local to the community. We were able to provide, well, a service provider was able to provide beds through a referral, and she got them into the home and got those set up. Other than that, the only other service we had requested was counseling for Cashton, the oldest child in the home, due to concerns about anger based on what mother was reporting to us, but that has not been completed. Mother stated that she doesn't believe he will talk during those sessions, and so those have not been set up. Other than that, mom's met with us. The children are going to school. Now the youngest child is at the daycare along with Miss Patterson where she's working, and the only other child receiving services is Kesley, the second youngest, and she receives speech through school. She's also reported to receive speech through Care Options for Kids, and I worked on contacting them, but haven't gotten confirmation about that. But the school reports that she's receiving speech therapy within the school program.
And what are your recommendations going forward? Are you would this mother benefit, and are additional orders necessary for the welfare and safety of the children at this time?
We believe that counseling would be beneficial both for Cashton and for Miss Patterson. However, the safety concerns regarding Miss Patterson have been alleviated to some extent. It's just, we do believe counseling would be beneficial if the case was discussed.
Is there any ability to work around her new work schedule so that she can access that service?
There are providers who at times can work around that schedule. I would have to go back to Ms. Patterson and find out when she would be able to have that time, and then see if there's a provider locally. I know sometimes they're able to work around those schedules, but I don't know a counselor offhand who has that current availability. I would have to look into that.
Okay. All right, thank you. Pass the witness.
Ms. Sapien, any questions?
No questions, Judge.
Ms. Zavala?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything further, Mr. Graff?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay. Ms. Sapien, anything that you'd like to bring to the court?
Not for me, Judge. Ms. Patterson, do you have anything you wanted to say or ask the court this morning?
No.
Okay, then nothing from us, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, I was able to meet with the kids and mom at home last night. The home looked appropriate. The kids looked great. So I was very pleased to see that. I know they had to kind of recreate everything after the fire. And it I don't know if it's possible, but it sure would be helpful if she could track down a washer and dryer somewhere, because it's a lot of laundry for 5 kids, but they seem to all be doing really well. I had no concerns at that visit.
Thank you. Do you see any reason to go beyond the year on the normal time on this? I'm sorry. The dismissal date right now is June the 14th. I know that the mother's working, and if we could get some actual meetings with a psychologist or social worker in place, I guess we could do that before. But is there any reason to extend beyond this if things keep going on this?
I mean, I think that in theory, counseling would be great for Cashton. I don't know in terms of the mom schedule and just the wait lists that we're seeing for a lot of therapists. I don't know that it's worth extending if we have to wait significantly. If there's somebody available, of course it would be helpful. But I don't know that it's worth going past that.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Yeah, Ms. Patterson, can I get you just to mute so you can listen?
Yes. 1 second. What?
You're good. That's good. Thank you. Okay. So let's go ahead and have the hearing that's set for June the 10th at 9 o'clock, and make the best efforts you can, Miss Jones, but you got a lot bigger fish to fry. This mom looks like she's doing her best. Let's see if we can find her a washer and dryer too. Stacy, you know all the sources out there. Maybe you can put a call in for her.
I'll see what I can do.
Does anybody else have anything today? Miss Patterson, I want to tell you that I'm very proud of you. It looks like you are up against some big odds. 5 kids is a lot of odds. And we're going to just try to maybe see if we can get you some services set up. Let's have one more hearing, and then your attorney will talk to you about that. But if you stay on this path, I don't see any reason to go beyond that hearing unless you fall off that wagon, all right? She nodded yes. Does anybody else have anything today?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, next hearing is June 10th at 9 a.m. Thank you very much. We'll go off the
Thank
record.
you.
Him in the matter of the department versus McGill and White. This is a compliance hearing. Today's date is May the 6th, 2025. And if I could have announcements.
Good morning, Your Honor, counsel. I have, this is Eugene Graff, and I have Ms. Gonzalez-Williams also present on behalf of the state, ready to proceed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
T.D. Hammonds for the mother, Haley McGill. I'm ready, Judge.
Thank
Brooks
you.
Barfield appearing on behalf of Mr. White, ready to proceed.
You.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
And both parents are here, correct?
It appears so, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Graff.
Thank you, Your Honor. And if I could ask Ms. Gonzalez-Williams to give the court an update as to the parents' compliance and progress at this time.
Yes, since I filed the compliance report, we had a family group conference and we created a plan with the family to move forward with progress in the case because it has been slow. We created a plan that stated that the parents would plan on going to a job fair because that was one of the concerns that we had as far as stability, being able to maintain financial stability for the kids to provide basic items like diapers, wipes, hygiene products, and so on. And so we did have somebody from the department help get them to the, I think it was the Goodwill job fair. Haley went and she, got some information about some various jobs in town, and also got some information for Jeff as well. We asked also in that family group conference that parents follow through with trying to get updated child checks for the kids, as well as trying to get Angel into a doctor to get diagnosed or assess his behaviors as far as if he has autism or not. Haley did set up some appointments for the kids. Unfortunately, Angel's not able to be seen by Texas Tech until his 4th birthday. And so we did discuss as far as Haley and Jeff contacting Texas Panhandle Centers for the behavioral for children to see if it's a possibility for them to be able to take him there. And there is also another agency in town that we were going to try as far as seeing if we can get him assessed before his 4th birthday, because I believe from what I was told, Haley said that it wouldn't be until September that he would be able to get into Texas Tech. And he has been having some behaviors that I was able to observe yesterday when I visited with the family, as far as him biting his younger siblings, and just behaviors that have been a little bit hard to control. And so we did discuss trying to call, like I said, TPC, and I offered to help with transportation, since that's still a continued issue for the family. And I believe with the FIS worker at St. Francis, they're working on the 3rd phase so far. She has also offered to help take the kids to, take Haley and Jeff to get their mental health assessment completed, and count that as a visit for them. So we're trying to figure that out as well. They have completed their counseling. I believe that they have one more session of the Love and Logic parenting class left. I believe it's this Thursday that they'll complete that. And so we'll get the certificate for that. We also talked in the family group conference about getting the children back into daycare to help alleviate some of the stress in the house. I was able to call Discovery School to see if they had spots for the kids, and they do. And so that is something else that the FIS worker is going to help Haley get set up for the kids, so that way they could start attending daycare. There has been continued concerns about yelling and cussing at the kids. I've seen it get a little bit better, but it's still a concern as far as the yelling at the kids, as far as whenever they do something that they shouldn't be doing. And so I have continued to address that with Haley and Jeff, and they are working on that, as well as with the FIS worker. But at this time, that's really all that's been going on with the family. I know that's a lot.
It was a mouthful.
So, Ms. Gonzalez-Williams, would you say that services continue to be necessary to protect the safety and welfare of the children at this time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But the parents are agreeable and cooperative. They did work with you to put together the new plan?
Yes, they did.
Okay, great. Thank you. Pass the witness.
Mr. Barfield, any questions?
Okay, sorry, it took me a bit to get on mute.
Okay.
I want to ask my client a couple of questions.
Well, do you have any questions of Ms. Gonzalez-Williams?
No, not of this witness.
Okay. Mr. Hammonds, any questions of the worker?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Gonzalez-Williams, what financial resources are they able to access to help them get food? And for instance, the daycare, how is that going to be paid for?
So the daycare, the department's going to help them with trying to get CCMS, which will help pay for that daycare. And then once the case is officially closed, they do an extension, and they expect for the family to try to get the CCMS underneath their name. So they give them an extension after we close. So it gives them time to get up to the, I believe it's Workforce Solutions that they have to go to sign up for it, like I said, underneath their name. So the department is going to help them with that to get them started. And then as far as other resources, the family is real knowledgeable about community resources on how to get diapers, wipes, the food pantries. They do know a lot of those resources very well. And then also they utilize government resources as well.
I have none further, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Zavala, any questions?
Just a few. Ms. Gonzalez-Williams, last week when I went to go visit with the family, it looked like a daycare had been identified, potentially walking distance. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what is the next step? What are we waiting on in terms of getting the kids in there?
Yes, I actually called last week to confirm that there were spots at that daycare, and there were. And so I had asked the family to go, I believe it was last Wednesday, to go fill out the paperwork so that way we could get the kids enrolled. That's really all they need to do is fill out that paperwork, but it still hadn't been done. And I know that's when the FIS worker had offered to get them to the daycare. Tomorrow, actually, they have an appointment to do a walkthrough at 10 o'clock.
Okay. And the daycare would help both alleviate the stress at home and then also give them an opportunity to work.
Correct.
Okay. And so actually that's all for right now. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Graff, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Barfield, you would like to call your client, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, if I could get you to unmute, Mr. White.
Yeah, baby. Please.
May I proceed?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. White, do you have any questions about what you're being asked to complete or accomplish in regards to your services?
No, sir.
Do you, what is your current situation in regards to your job search at this point?
I got the applications that Miss McGill got me from the little work fair, job fair thing.
Okay.
And I've been filling those out, and once the rain kind of lifts, I was gonna go to every one of these places and put the application in and talk to one of the managers
Okay.
and see what we can't work out with training or when I can start and whatnot.
Okay. All right. So, so you're clear on what you need to be doing to get this case moving a little bit to continue and moving in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any questions, do you know how to contact my office?
No, sir. I don't believe
Okay.
so.
Okay, because we haven't been able to contact you either. So, Judge, that's another thing I wanted to establish. If you don't mind, after this hearing, if you'll put us in a breakout room so I can make sure he has all my contact information, I have his, and then he can leave the meeting from there. And I think I'm on the 1040 docket. So that's what I wanted to establish. That's all the questions I have, Your Honor.
Well, the queen of this actual goings on will put you in there, Miss Katie.
Okay, well,
Not
Queen
me.
Katie can take care of it. Okay, all right. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions of Mr. White? If you do, wave your hand at me. Okay, thank you.
No,
Mr.
Judge.
Hammond, do you have any witnesses?
No, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Zavala, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Any statement from you?
I was able to go visit the kids at the home. I think there's been some improvement in the living situation for the family, slowly getting a bit more stable. The house seemed like it was mostly appropriate. I know they're making arrangements for air conditioning once we need that, and they've got plans for that. I do think some continued work would be helpful. I think it's very important that the kids get into daycare. I think it's very important that the parents continue working towards employment to be self-sufficient. If that part's not put into place, it feels like the rest is going to fall apart. So we need some regular income. I also was a little concerned. Now, of course, I went in the evening, which with 3 kids at 3 and under, that, you know, it can be a stressful time. But there was a lot of yelling at both the dogs and the kids, and I know they're going to their parenting classes. So I think they just need more practice in implementing those skills. But I think they're coming along.
Thank you very much. Okay, anything else? Anybody got anything wave at me? Okay, then let me, yes, sir, Mr. White.
I know how she said about the parenting class was going to be done this Thursday. It's not this Thursday, it's the following Thursday because we missed last Thursdays.
Okay, well, good.
So
Thank you for being so
we-
honest. Appreciate it. I do
No
want
problem.
to, I want to commend both of you. It looks as though you've made a valiant effort and you're working on this. And we get that daycare in place, that will help you a lot, I'm sure. There will be another hearing on June the 10th at 9 o'clock with a follow-up to see what all's been accomplished. So with anybody else have anything at this point in time? I do find that the case doesn't need to remain open. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll go off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
FM in the department versus Little. This is a compliance hearing, and if I could have announcements, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Counsel Eugene Graff and Erica Smith on behalf of the department, present, ready to proceed.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Ken Aranco on behalf of the mother, Kaylee Little. I'm present, Your Honor. We did send notification to Miss Little of this hearing, but I have not heard if she's going to be here this morning.
Okay, thank you.
Stacy Zabala on behalf of the kids, and I do have a confession to make. I visited with them last night and then had several visits afterwards. She had said she did not have the link, and I did not pass that message along to anybody, and just now realized I hadn't done that.
Judge, I'm letting Miss Little in now.
Okay.
Good.
Got it from someone.
Great.
Apparently I misspoke when I said everyone was here. Your Honor. I apologize.
Thank you. Welcome, Miss Little. Mr. Graff, you may begin now.
Thank you. And if I could have Ms. Smith give the court an update as to the mother's compliance and progress with services.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Good morning. So there has been very little compliance with the department. As far as what has been done, Miss Little was asked to do a drug test on, I'm so sorry. She was asked to do a drug screen in March, and she did comply with that, and it was negative. She did do a intake screen assessment for the WAVE program. She did not qualify for that program. But other than that, she has not complied with anything. She and the girls both began individual counseling, but due to too many no-call, no-shows, they were discharged from that program, and there hasn't been anything else done. I have been unable to meet with Miss Little. I have been unable to see the kids. The last time I saw the girls was on March 17th. I have not been able to, whenever I ask Miss Little to see her or meet with her or see the girls, there's always a reason why she cannot see me or meet me, or one reason or another. The last time we were going to meet, I did not come to her house at the time that she wanted me to, and she left before I got there.
Okay. And the WAVE program, did I read in the court report the reason for that was because she herself was not a perpetrator?
She was not the perpetrator. She was not the perpetrator.
but there was an incident of domestic violence that resulted in the arrest of her partner, who's the stepfather of the children, after the initial 14-day hearing. Is that right?
Correct.
Are there any concerns about ongoing contact or an ongoing relationship with the stepfather?
Miss Little did tell me that she was seeing him at the jail and that when the girls asked to see him, that she would take them to see him.
Okay. And as a result of the, I guess I'll call it spotty compliance at this point, do you believe services continue to be necessary to protect the safety and welfare of the children?
I believe due to the history with Miss Little that services are good for due to the safety of the children. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Pass the witness.
Ms. Naranjo, you have any questions?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Smith, the reason that the department got involved was mainly due to the concerns of domestic violence between Miss Little and her husband, correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Little, her husband, is currently incarcerated with no current release date. Is that correct?
Correct.
So that pretty much addresses any potential for domestic violence by him being incarcerated, right?
With him, yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Zavala?
Ms. Smith, WAVE, to my understanding, has always been for the offenders. Is there a reason why she was sent there and not to a domestic violence support group?
She was asked to do both. She was uncomfortable doing the domestic violence support group, so we made a compromise, and I told her that because our human services technician is able to do domestic violence material as well as parenting material, I told her that we could combine that and she could do that with my human service technician, but she didn't follow through with that service, so none of that was done. But she was referred to both of those programs.
Okay, so the problem with the program with the HST, that would be in her home on her schedule?
Yes.
Okay, but it just has never materialized.
Right. She did I believe there was 3 different appointments set up and none of them were followed through with.
I pass the witness.
Anything out further for this witness? Okay.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Graff, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Naranjo, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Let me ask you, Ms. Zavala, as the attorney ad litem, the child that was allegedly physically assaulted how old is that child?
And I apologize, I don't have all of my notes in front of me. I believe that was Azalea. Is that correct? Is she 8? I'm sorry, Miss Little's talking, but I can't hear.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm sorry. None of my kids were assaulted and none of my kids were present for any of the altercations. They were all on me. So I'm not sure where that's coming from.
Okay, well, I'm just going by what I sort of glanced at. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, none of my kids were present, but since there was history of the domestic violence, that's why CPS got involved, but the kids were not removed from my care.
And Ms. Little, while I have you off and mute, have you applied for a protective order?
There was a protective order in place the night that he got incarcerated.
Okay, is that protective order still in place?
I don't believe so, but they offered him 10 years, so he's looking at like a long time.
Okay.
And if he goes to court, or if he takes it to trial and he doesn't sign for the 10 years, then they can max it out from 25 to 99.
I'm going to assume he has some previous history, criminal history.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, he was enhanced.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Mrs. Lala.
Your Honor, I was able to visit with mom and the girls at home. The home looked appropriate. The girls looked great. Azalea, who's the oldest, is very, very shy. The first time I met with her, she would not speak with me. She actually seemed pretty comfy and was able to talk. And they had just gotten home from school and were working on homework. They all looked really good. So in terms of my interaction with the girls, it went very well. Mom was very cooperative with me. So I didn't have any concerns that came up in that visit.
Thank you. My notes from Judge Baker basically asked, why does this case need to stay open? So to you as the ad litem, what is your stance on that?
I do worry about the history of domestic violence. However, as Ms. Little said, I think Mr. Little will not be in the picture for a good long time. So as of right now, the girls seemed good. They seemed safe. They seemed comfortable. The home seemed appropriate. Mom was cooperative. I think I'd be fine at this point. Really.
Okay. So, Ms. Little, let me ask you, are you familiar with all of the resources that you could go to and turn to concerning the domestic violence? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you understand that probably what they want to do is make sure, as I always said, that your picker's not broken and you don't walk into another situation like that. So do you feel comfortable with that you are going to be more guarded in your choices of partners?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Narhando, I'll never say your name right, I'm sorry. Is your stance on this that this case, basically there's not much else that the department can do for your client?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Anybody just got a burning desire to stay in this case? I think they've got enough going on with having to adjust to a stepfather being removed from them. I assume, Ms. Little, that you're going to, I would hope, talk to a divorce lawyer. Have you have you talked about that?
Yes, ma'am. I've actually spoken with my attorneys here through CPS, and they gave me some insight on it that I can do it myself. It's just the matter of getting kids and trying to make it to the library before everything closes. I'm a busy mom with 3 kids.
Okay.
Working.
But thank you. But you are looking into it.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. All right then. Anything else before we close? Okay, Mr. Graff, have you got a stance on this, or are you all right if we dismiss this case but today?
I'll defer to my client, Your Honor. My hope for this mom going forward, we do see in cases like this, sometimes there's a series of abusive relationships. I certainly would hope, I know she's busy, but I hope that she would avail herself of resources to avoid this kind of relationship in the future, particularly if she follows through with the divorce. These kids don't, I know she's indicated these kids weren't exposed to this, but it's not good for her to be in a domestic violence relationship either. So I would just urge her, if the court is to dismiss, that she follow through with those resources. There may be some blind spots she's not aware of.
Okay. Thank you very much. Anybody else have anything they'd like to say? Okay. Then I'm going to follow the hint from Judge Baker and dismiss this case. Ms. Little, please be aware that if somehow he bonds out and he comes to your house and you let him in the door, CPS will be knocking on your door again, I would imagine. So please be aware of that. It doesn't sound like he's going to bond out. So just be careful.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I was just going to ask you if you could just make it aware that I will need to see Miss Little and the kids one more time to close the case.
Ms. Little, she does need to do that. That's policy. So please allow her into your home. Y'all figure it out. In fact, why don't y'all just talk about this when everybody, if, Rachel, can you put them in the room and let them set up a meeting for that so we can get that all done today?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so y'all please do that. Ms. Little, if you'll cooperate with that, then this case will be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank y'all very much. We'll go off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning. Yes, I was able to reunify Maya back with Priscilla on March 6th. So we've done 8 weekly visits, and Maya and Priscilla are doing wonderful. Maya's thriving in her care. They're bonded, happy, healthy. It's been a really great reunification. I did speak with Santiago. I forgot to write down the date, but since he's been in the halfway house, but I've not been able to visit him in person, but I have been in contact with him since he's been out.
Ms. Tidwell, if I can ask you, I know we're not at 90 days yet from reunification. Are you, what is your likely recommendation, assuming mom stays on the path she's on? Will we looking at potential dismissal at 90 days?
Yes, possibly mediation or an agreed order, not necessarily dismissal.
Okay. And I was going to ask the court if the court wanted to set mediation, given the fact that it looks like this case will result in a reunification.
Well, let me ask you, looking at the system that the judges use, it looks like this child is placed with the grandmother also. Is that correct? In the home, or is it just with the mother?
Just with the mother.
Yeah. So this is a monitored return.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that began on March 6th. Okay.
Right, and we are going to keep it open. It looks like we'll need to set a new final hearing date before September 2nd.
The judge has a bench trial date set for June the 15th. How does that work for y'all? I mean, July the 15th, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine with me, Your Honor. As I indicated, I don't think we're going to end up having any kind of contested hearing at that point.
Right. That would basically be outside. If this is, okay, so technically, if this is a true monitored return, then that's outside the monitored return time. I guess you would have to, well, you got to know you're 180 days. You're good. Okay. So you want to mediate this with, is this Mr. Morales, is he married, the adjudicated father, what?
I don't believe he is married. Not to Miss Patino. No. Yeah, I believe he's alleged. And Mr. Graff could probably maybe give me a little more information on this. I did receive an email from Miss Patino's attorney stating that I believe it's her desire to maybe look for toward a termination with my client. I will definitely run that by him as long as the department's on board, and that's something they're willing to sign off on as well. I know sometimes that's not always the case, and so I will run that by him as soon as I get in contact with him at the halfway house.
Yeah, I'm not in a position to say one way or another what my client's position would be on that, but that might be a basis then to set a mediation. If reunification with mom is going to be successful, that might be the only outstanding issue.
For the mediation, yeah.
Yes.
Your Honor, based on what Ms. Riley told me, I think mediation would be a great option. It would allow this potential termination, if that's something that's going to happen, to be involved. It also give my client a chance, or Ms. Patino, a chance to express her concerns about the father.
Okay, but I'm still not hearing that he's been adjudicated. Is he still just the alleged father?
I don't know that answer.
I don't recall an adjudication, Your Honor. I don't believe he has.
I don't either. I don't remember if there was an order to do paternity testing.
I think there was on August 1st of last year.
Was that before he ended up being incarcerated?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think that, I don't know if that was, you guys were ever able to do that. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And I don't know that there was an acknowledgement either, so.
Basically, if he's not been established and he wants to give up any future rights, then his attorney can talk to him about that. I mean, that's a lot simpler than having to go through a formal termination.
Yeah,
Your Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor, if I may, on August 29th of 2024, an acknowledgement of paternity was filed in this case.
That's right.
Thank you. That's what I needed to know. I don't have access to that, so good. All right, so we got an AOP. So we do need an actual voluntary relinquishment.
Yeah, I think the confusion on that was when we had done it, we started this case as an OTP case. I think at that time, Mom had testified there wasn't. I think there was some confusion, and then my assistant is right. We discovered later that there was an acknowledgement, and that was filed. So
Okay. All right. So if you would like to, is that the way y'all proceed with this? Is to do mediation for that purpose? If that's standard.
I think we just need an order to mediate from Your Honor. It sounds like there's no objection to that, and then we can go through community mediation and get that scheduled.
And Your Honor, if I may again, there's never been an order establishing or adjudicating him based off that acknowledgement of paternity because he's been incarcerated. So there is no order.
You really don't have to have him present since that he signed that document. That can be actually entered. That's a done deal. It's a little contract he already signed. So that needs to be we need an acknowledgement of paternity order establishing, and then you can go from there.
I'll prepare that order, Your Honor.
Great. I used to work for the AG's office a million years ago. Back under different administrations. Okay. Anyway, so do y'all pick your mediator, or do y'all just use you said a community mediator, so we don't need to have that discussion?
I mean, I think we can pick it, but at the same time, I mean, typically I've seen more often than not, we just go through Ms. Glover and community mediation, and that seems to work unless there's an objection from any of the other attorneys.
Yeah, and that's what I have to ask. If there's anybody who objects to that, then y'all need to agree on a mediator.
I have no objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
I didn't discuss that with Miss Riley, but I don't see that she would have an objection.
Okay, thank you. All right. Well, the judge right now has a bench trial set for July the 15th at 9. So I'm going to assume that hopefully y'all can get into mediation prior to that.
Great.
Okay.
We'll get running.
All right. Sounds
and I would just like to commend, I'm sorry, Judge.
No, go ahead.
I was going to just say I'd like to commend the mother. She's actually long done a 180-degree turn from where she was at when we first got involved, and I've been very pleased to see her progress. So I just wanted to put that on the record.
Good. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
welcome.
you deserve it.
Thank you.
So who will make sure that the adjudicated father now is present for that mediation? Because if he's still in halfway house, we'll need to make sure that he can be reached by Zoom or whatever. Somebody, whoever that's responsible for, please take that initiative. I don't think I had anything else.
And just in case it helps anybody on the timing of mediation, I know this would put us pretty close to the final, but it looks like he'll be released on June 21st.
Great. So maybe when we get the available dates from Ms. Glover, Mr. Morales, you can just coordinate that, when we schedule it, and hopefully we can just slot in something after he gets out before our final.
Perfect.
So, Mr. Graff, let me ask you, because I didn't see it, is there actually a monitor return order in place? Because that would extend this date out.
I don't think Gail's about to jump in, Your Honor. I don't think actually that was done. It was done off the record after the last hearing. So that might help us with our scheduling. Okay.
So
Your Honor, would you be opposed to me just adding it to this permanency and putting the monitored return date as March the 6th of 2025?
That would be great. And then that would restart this clock. That's my concern, just in case y'all need to extend this out a little bit for the mediation and things, then that'll already be in place. So that'd be wonderful. Put that in there, Judge Baker, and go away with it. Okay. Mr. Nowak, you haven't said much, which is not the norm for you. So tell me what you think.
Just quietly waiting my time. Judge, I'm not sure if this is a recommendation time or not, but I agree with everything Angela has said. And I want to thank her again for always taking my phone calls, text messages, emails, especially the ones that are before 8 in the morning and after like 9 o'clock at night. I am likewise very proud of Priscilla. I got a chance to visit with Priscilla and Maya Friday evening. Just two beautiful young ladies. All of Maya's needs are being met. She's fixing to start T-ball. She's up to date on all her meds and all her medical visits. That's all I have. I don't know if this is the time you want my recommendation or not, but I'm pretty sure the court knows where I'm going here.
I think you're already there. So yeah, go ahead.
Keep maintain or continue TMC with the department. Certainly continue placement with mom and encourage mom to just keep kicking butt. You're doing great. And I concur with what Mr. Graff said. It's 180 degrees and feels a lot better, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Excellent. Judge, that's my recommendation.
Mr. Nowak, if you didn't mind, just that way when I contact my client, are you on board? If he's okay with the termination, are you on board with that as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, Jerry.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. So, Ms. Patino, I still have to tell you this, it's required by law. You still have to work whatever services are still outstanding. If you've already done all your services, you still just have to maintain what you've been doing. If you don't, if you fall off that wagon, your rights can still be restricted or terminated. So please remember that the department is still in your life, and not as much, but they're still there and they can drop by anytime, as can any of the people here, especially Mr. Nowak. He can show up when he wants to. So just let him in the door. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm fine with that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I think I already said a million times, the next hearing right now is set for July the 15th. And we'll probably adjust that however y'all do your mediation. Anything else today?
No, Your Honor.
And reasonable efforts have been made, and reasonable efforts are involved in the fact that this child is now in a monitored return with the mother, and everybody's agreeable with that. So thank y'all very much. It's always nice to hear good news. So
that's right.
Thank you. We'll go off the record.
Judge, this is my last hearing with the court today. With your permission, I'll leave and I'll give a shout out to Gene for bringing this beautiful weather from the Pacific Northwest.
My pleasure. We needed the rain.
There you go.
Thank y'all.
Judge, I'll see you back here at 1. I have nothing left until then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In the matter of the area, this is a status hearing. And if I could have announcements, please.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Antar Outley is my permanency specialist. We're present and ready, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Brianna Gomez on behalf of respondent mother. We're present, or I'm present and ready. I have not had the attorney request form did not have a number listed, and I don't have any messages from my client, so it will just be me today. It was my understanding, Your Honor.
Bailey Sapien on behalf of respondent father. I have not had contact with my client. I don't expect him today, but I'm ready.
Thank you very much.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Chloe.
Thank you. Mr. Trout.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Outley will be giving us the update today. So I will call him. And I don't know, Your Honor, if we want to swear him in today or if you just.
Let's just to be safe.
Okay.
Get you to raise your right hand, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Outley, just so the court reporter can hear you, please just speak up a little bit.
Okay.
We'll start with the child. How is the child doing?
Chloe is doing fine. She's with the aunt. She's developmentally on target. She's eating good, sleeping well. So everything is good with Chloe.
and Aunt's
Hey,
taking,
can you hold on just a second?
yes,
Hold
ma'am.
on, just a second. I'm doing cool. I am so sorry UPS comes at the wrong time. Go ahead.
You're fine. Aunt, Mr. Alley, Aunt has been able to take care of the child's needs, medical, get her to appointments where she needs to be?
Yes,
Okay. And everything's going well with her?
yes.
Okay. As far as parents, have you had contact with parents?
I haven't been able to find them. I checked the hotel they usually stay at, but they look like they're in their renovation, so they're not there. So
Okay. You have no idea of any other place they would be, any family have you been able to get in touch with?
I talked to the sister, which is just taking care of Chloe, but she sees them every once in a while, but she hasn't seen
She
them.
doesn't know she hasn't given you anywhere where they're possibly staying?
No.
Okay. Does she have any number, email address, or anything to be able to try to get in touch with them?
I have a number for the dad, but he never replies back or answers, but I keep texting him and calling him. He told the sister he was going to contact me, but he still hasn't. So
okay. You filed family plans of service for both parents, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and those were filed on April 28th?
Yes.
Okay. But you haven't been able to get in touch with parents to get them a copies of those?
Yes.
Okay. Have you, and I know you said you hadn't been able to get in touch with them, have you ever had contact with either parent?
I found the mom at the motel a couple of months ago, but haven't seen her since. That was the first time I met her.
Okay. And dad wasn't with her?
No.
Okay. Are you asking the court today to make the family plans of service an order of the court?
Yes.
And to continue the temporary managing conservatorship of the child with the department?
Yes.
And you believe that's in the best interest of the child?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Gammas, any questions?
No questions, Your
And let's see who we got over here. Miss, let me get over here. Sapien, I'm sorry.
That's okay, Judge. I do not have any questions.
Okay. Ms. Zavala, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
Well, this beats the last one. Lots of questions. Do you have any other witnesses, Mr. Trout?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. I would ask on top of the family plans of service that if we are able to find parents, that we have, it may already be ordered, but that we have clean drug screens before in-person visits are held with this child due to the age.
Do we have a paternity test out there or an AOP or anything?
I don't believe we have a paternity test yet because we haven't been able to really speak to dad to ask on all of this, Your Honor.
Okay. But that's on everybody's checklist.
Yes, ma'am. It will be on there once we can find them.
And I'm sorry, I should have asked this. The relative placement, have they been approached about becoming licensed?
I believe she was taking classes online for something like for those things like that. So
good.
Last time I seen her.
And the home study, has that been completed on them yet? On
yes.
The family?
Yes.
All right. Okay, let's see. This Gammas, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Sapien?
No, Your Honor.
You got those ghost clients. Ms. Zavala, would you like to make a statement?
Yes, Your Honor. Chloe is doing very well in her aunt's home. There's an older sibling that's also in the home. Chloe's little, and it's usually not a huge priority for the littles, but I would ask that St. Francis do whatever they can to get her social security card and birth certificate. For the older child that's in the home, I think none of that information was available, and so they have a history of not being able to get that information. So I really think it will be helpful to placement, and I think that maybe Mr. Outley's already working on that. But the reports are very good, and I feel good about this placement.
Good. All right. So anybody else have anything? Wave at me. Okay. Then what we'll do today is that I do find that reasonable efforts have been made by specifically Mr. Outley, to try to find the parents, and that the child does need to remain in care with the department. Also, I do find that if they do appear, that they do need to have clean drug screens before they can have in-person visits, but they would be entitled to virtual visits if that's necessary. And the next hearing in this matter will be set for September the 2nd at 9 a.m. with the initial permanency hearing. Anything, nobody give warnings to, so I made my reasonable efforts though. Anybody else have anything?
Family plans of service, Your Honor.
Yes, I'll bring those forward. They're not signed. Hopefully they will be signed someday, but I will bring the unsigned ones forward and make them an order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. Thank y'all. Quickest one you'll have today. We'll go off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Allen.
Thanks, y'all.
FM. Both cases are in the matter of Jones. And these are permanency review before final order hearings inside of extensions. If I could have announcements in both cases, please.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Sylvia Garcia is my permanency specialist. We're both present, ready, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Kendra Naranjo for the mother, Tamesia Carruthers. I am present. Miss Carruthers is not present because she's currently in a drug treatment program at ChildCustody.
Jeff Hill on behalf of Jeff Hill on behalf of Dante Jones. He is not present, Judge. He's working. He was unable to get off, but I'm here in his place. I'm ready.
Judge, Mr. Jones is present.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's great. Thanks.
Made a liar out of you. There you go. There you go. And then I have Miss Grant.
Stacey Grant on behalf of Terry Jones, Your Honor, I'm present and ready.
Thank you.
Jay Michelson on behalf of, I believe, Terry Jones, I'm present and ready.
Okay.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
Thank you very much. Mr. Trout.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Garcia will be my witness today, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, if I can get you to raise your right hand. Where are you? There you are. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Garcia, how are the children doing? We'll start with that.
They're doing very well right now in placement. I seen them yesterday, and so far the kids are doing very well. They're at placement. They're doing good also in attending school. One of the children's is attending school right now, and she really likes school. She likes the activities there. She likes the activities that they do at the placement as well. She likes being able to be close to her siblings. The boys also enjoy being close to their siblings and being able to interact with each other. So far they're doing well in placement, and they're on target and meeting all expectations.
Good deal. As to mom is currently still in ChildCustody?
Yes, she is.
Okay. Do you know, have you been able to talk to her or meet with her while she's been in there?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Do you know when her expected completion date is?
Yes, it should be May 17th.
Okay. Has she stated to you how she's doing in the program?
She said that she's doing very well, that she's learned a lot from the program and the classes that she's been taking there in the program.
Okay. Is she expected, has she stated whether she will be working with the outpatient services once she's out, or what is her plan at that point?
Yes, she's either going to do the outpatient services there with ChildCustody, or she's also been trying to get into the Downtown Women's Center. So that's a whole interview process and being able to be accepted, but that's also something that she is trying to get into.
Okay. Do you know whether she has set up the interview process or gotten that application going yet?
That application has already been submitted, and as far as I know, they are actually trying to get with a program coordinator so that they could get her an interview date.
Okay. Is there any other services? What other services does mom need to complete other than the inpatient rehab?
She'll have to do the domestic violence counseling or group, the recommendations for that. So we have to send her for that. And then also she would have to just continue the recommendations of ChildCustody.
Okay. We'll switch over to Mr. Jones, Dante Jones in Tavius Jones's case. How is Mr. Jones doing? Has he started his services?
He actually has started his services. So he completed 3 parenting classes. We have him signed up for the BIP program, and we just have to wait to get a date to get him going on that. He's also completed his psychosocial, and he is following the recommendations for that. The recommendations were for him to complete an OSAR, and that is a drug and alcohol assessment. And he has also already signed the documentation, and we have sent that out so that he could be given a date to be scheduled in for that assessment.
Okay. Drug screens, have you sent him to drug screens since you've taken over the case?
I have not yet.
Okay. Do you need Mr. Jones to drug screen for you?
I do.
Okay. Would you be asking for that today?
Yes.
Do you need a hair and a UA?
Yes.
Okay. And you'd make that request that by 4 p.m. today, Mr. Jones, drug screen, hair, and UA for the department?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you need to ask the court for on Tavius Jones's case?
Not that I could think of at the moment.
Okay. On the other case with Lila and Terry, have you been able to find out any more information on Mr. Terry Jones?
I have not.
Okay. Have you talked to his power of attorney?
I have not.
Okay. Have you tried to talk to the power of attorney? You just haven't been able to get in touch with her?
I have not been able to get in touch with them. So I need to get more information in regards to who that is.
Okay. You don't have any contact? There was no contact information in the file from the previous worker?
No, there was not.
Okay. Have you spoke to Ms. Grant about this?
No, I have not.
Okay. If you could you and Ms. Grant and Mr. Michelson as the guardian ad litem for Mr. Jones, can you kind of get in touch with them, see what information y'all can all find out on the power of attorney, see if we can get a copy of it if Ms. Grant and them haven't been able to yet, and try to find out exactly what we can and cannot work out with the power of attorney for Mr. Jones?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And are you asking for anything in this specific case today other than parents to continue to work services that they can?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Any other updates that you feel the court needs to hear today?
No.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I'll pass the witness, Your
Honor. Mr. Hill.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Garcia, you indicated that Mr. Jones is waiting for a BIP start date. Did I understand you correctly?
That is correct.
Okay. That's a 24-week program, give or take, is it not?
Yes, that's correct.
Is there enough time left in this case for him to start or to finish that program?
There might not be.
Okay. Is there an alternative that he could, an alternative program or alternative something that he could do that is that he would be able to complete by the time this case goes to final?
I'm not sure, but I could definitely look into it.
Okay, please. That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Okay. Get this, Ms. Grant.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, would you be willing to contact my office following your court hearings today and discuss the power of attorney contact information?
Yes.
And I'll just represent to you that Mr. Michelson is just onboarding on this case as the guardian ad litem for Terry Jones. Were you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay, and so he doesn't have the contact information yet either. So would it be a good idea for all of us to set a conference call to onboard so that everyone who's just joining the case can be onboarded with information?
Yes, that would be best.
Okay, so would you like to contact me or should I contact you to set up a Zoom call?
I could contact you.
That would be great. Do you have my contact information?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Your Honor, we have not received a copy of the POA yet, although we have been in contact with the person who holds the POA, and she's supposed to be getting that to us. And I've requested a certified copy from a court of jurisdiction where he's located. I know you're filling in. So my client is incapacitated from a medical event. Although he has capacity, he cannot communicate.
Okay.
Pass the
Sounds like
witness.
you're on it.
Yeah, and to complicate it further, Judge, he's in Oregon. So we're working on it though. With Mr. Michelson's help, I think we'll get it done. Thank you, Judge. I pass the witness.
Thank you. Okay. And then Ms. Naranjo.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Garcia, did Ms. Crothers also provide you some information regarding another potential father for for Layla Jones?
Yes, she did.
And was the name of that father Michael Schaefer?
It is.
And
she said it was either.
I'm sorry?
She said it was either Mike or Michael Schaefer.
And was the department aware of this before then?
Not that I'm aware of.
And have you made any efforts so far to look and locate Mr. Schaefer?
We're still waiting to get back the search on him so that we could see if there's any possible contact out there for him.
And to clarify right now, Mr. Jones is the alleged father of both Layla Jones and Terry Jones, correct?
Correct.
I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Ms. Zavala.
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Well, since I have a reasonable efforts mission to me, let me ask about the elephant in the room, the ICPC request out of Oklahoma with an aunt. So what's the status on that?
I currently don't have a status on that. I would actually need to look and see what the status of that ICPC is.
Okay. Well, it looks like people have tried to discourage her and told her about ICPC. That's not the role here. The role is to make reasonable efforts to find family to place these children with. So I'm going to emphasize to you that you do need to follow through with this aunt. And if she wants an ICPC, then make that, please.
Okay.
And then did I hear we have a paternity issue still out there on, is Mr. Dante Jones, is he established?
Judge, I believe he is.
I'm sorry.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
My apologies.
No, go ahead.
Mr. Hill said Ms. Dante Jones is established. However, I believe, and Mr. Trout could correct me if I'm wrong, I believe at our last hearing, if I'm recalling, we did genetic testing order for Terry Jones for the 2 children that he is alleged for, Judge, so that we're waiting on that. When that comes back as to Layla, that could either confirm or deny the necessity to search for the other named father.
Okay, thank you very much. Just and I know you're new on this, Ms. Garcia, but do you know what the status on that is?
I don't know the status yet on it, but I can get more information of it.
You do realize that that's an out-of-state request through AG's offices, so good luck. Mr. Trout, do you know what that is? What the status of that?
I was supposed to look at it real quick. I know we did an order for it, Your Honor. Let me pull that up real quick.
And Judge, my client actually lives in a medically assisted care facility, and it is an agreed genetic test. And so we believe that we will be able to get it done, hopefully.
Good. Pretty, should be easy.
And Your Honor, that order was just signed on May 1st. Due to we had a hearing about a week or 2 ago on this case.
Okay.
So that,
but it's in process.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, it's in process, so it may
It's-
take us a little while, but it is in process.
It's now the AG's problem.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
cool. That's always good. Let's see. I think that was all that I had. Okay. Then we'll go to Ms. Naranjo. Do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Hill, any witnesses?
Perhaps, Judge, let me circle back to Ms. Garcia and ask her a question.
Okay.
The drug screen by 4 p.m. today, I believe Mr. Jones is at work, and he has missed a lot of these hearings because his work is not at all accommodative to him being here. And he's indicated to me on the chat function that he would be able to go drug screen at 2 o'clock. Will the paperwork be in place by 2 o'clock?
Yes, it will be.
Okay, so if he shows up at 2 o'clock, the paperwork will be there and he can get it done.
Yes, sir.
Go into work at 2 o'clock.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have to go to work at 2 o'clock?
That's what I was telling you.
So can
Okay,
he
my
have
apologies.
it there 1:30? Can you be there at 1:30? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they won't be, Judge, they won't be able to process him and him get to work in half an hour. That's not a physical possibility.
Well, it's, yeah. Can you go first thing in the morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't know what time they open. So
Your Honor, if we say by noon tomorrow,
that'd be fine.
Does that work, Mr. Jones?
Yes, I believe it does.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's all I had, Judge.
Okay, thank you. And then, let's see, did I get everybody? And then Ms. Zavala, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. Did I leave anybody out? I know Mr. Mickelson is a guardian ad litem, so he doesn't really get to ask questions, but do you have anything you need the court to know?
No, Your Honor, I think Ms. Grant adequately asked all the questions I would have, so.
Thank you very much. Okay, so let's talk logistics here. You're inside of an extension, which means your total drop dead date on this is November the 7th. So what the judge has set is a bench trial at this time, which could of course be reset to something else, but that is set for July the 1st on both of these cases. I am going to talk to Mr. Jones real quickly. Mr. Jones, I'm required by law to state to you that you have to work your services. Please go do your drug test tomorrow, things of that sort. If you don't, your rights could be restricted or terminated. I do find that reasonable efforts are being made by this large group of attorneys and caseworkers. And the fact that we're on the northwest coast, anybody want to volunteer to go up and go to Oregon or Washington or whatever, that'd be fun. Ms. Brandt, you probably would do that.
Yes, I'd be glad to.
Anyway, so I do commend all of you for trying to put this together, and I hope that the mother does succeed at ChildCustody. And please check on that ICPC request. You sure don't want to get a complaint out of Oklahoma if the aunt goes and complains about it. So anything else? All right. Thank y'all very much.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
luck. You're going to need it. We'll go
Thank
off
you,
the record.
Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll go off the record. Yeah, and Mr. Trout, go ahead and put in there that he's supposed to go by noon tomorrow. We all said it. I just
Yes,
didn't
ma'am.
say it then. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. A little rusty here. Let's see. 2 FM and also 9 4/8 and DFM. In the matter of Medrano and Luna, they have like parents and children. And if I could have announcement in both cases, please.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Shade Grant is my permanency specialist. We're both present and ready, Your Honor.
Thank you.
TD Hammonds for Luisa Solis, the mother. We're ready, Judge.
Thank you.
On behalf of the unknown father.
Jay Michelson on behalf of Terry Medrano.
Natalie Archer for Mr. Medrano, or in the Medrano case for the unknown father.
Stacy Zavala for the children.
Mr. Hill, did you already announce? Did I miss you?
Yes, ma'am. I am the unknown father in the Zeus Luna case.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, I also misstated Terry Madrano. It's actually Jimmy Madrano.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I caught that. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Mr. Trout, you may proceed.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. Shay Grant will be my witness today.
You raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Grant, how are the children doing?
They are doing great. They're placed with maternal aunt in Lubbock. They're both current on medical and dental. They've been healthy. They attend daycare and have lots of contact with other family members, their siblings, and they're doing great in the home.
Have they been doing visitations with mom?
Yes.
And how are visits going?
Visits are reported to go well.
Okay. How is mom doing?
She's doing well.
Okay. What does mom need to do? What do we just went into an extension. What is we looking for mom to complete and to get going with her?
She's completed all of her services. She was lacking 2 parenting classes. I did reach out to her to see about those certificates. She said she sent them to me, but I don't have them, so I'll need her to send me those again. And then for her to she says she's completed her individual counseling. I've not been able to get in touch with her therapist to get notes and recommendations on that, so I'll need that. And then just for her to continue to maintain her sobriety.
Okay. Mom's been drug screening for you?
Yes.
Okay. What are we looking at as far as once you get your certificates? Are we going to be looking at stepping up visitations with mom? What is the goal going forward?
Yes, so since we were able to confirm or get background checks on the couple that she's living with, we'd like to just continue to increase her visitation. And there's going to be a new worker on the case, and they will start a reunification plan and schedule.
Okay. All right. When is that, just so everybody knows, when is that swap over happening as far as the caseworker?
It's already changed over. I'm just here for this hearing since, I had been on it.
And has mom got the contact information for the new worker and been in contact with that worker?
Yes.
Okay. As far as the dad, so in Zeus's case, Cody Randall was served. He is in prison, correct?
Yes.
Have you tried to make contact with him?
I have.
Okay. Have you ever received any communication back?
No.
Okay. Have you sent letters monthly?
Yes.
Have those letters come back, or have they not come back, but just no response?
They have not come back and no response.
Okay. You've sent all the paperwork as far as if he wants an attorney, those sort of things, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any information on whether he's trying to work any services while he's incarcerated?
No, I don't have any.
Okay. And he's incarcerated in, is it Oklahoma?
Yes.
Okay. Has mom given you any other information on we have an unknown father pled in, any other information on any other possible father?
No.
Okay. As far as in Jimmy Madrano's case, have you been in contact with Mr. Madrano?
I have not.
Have you ever had contact with him?
No.
Okay. Do you have any idea of where he may be?
I don't. Mom said that he was possibly out of state. I think in Arkansas maybe, but I haven't had any contact with him.
Okay. Have you run checks to see if you could find information on him?
Yes.
Okay. Has anything come back?
Yes, I got several phone numbers and addresses in the Lubbock area, but I haven't had any success in locating him.
Okay, so none of those have been accurate or current addresses?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know his mom had any contact with him?
No.
Any other information on we have an unknown father in this one also. Any other information on a possible father there?
No.
Okay. Do you have any request today of the court other than to continue the placement into temporary managing conservatorship?
No, sir.
Okay. Everything is going well as far as mom working toward reunification. We just need to get a few things buttoned up and then visitation stepped up.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hammonds.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Grant, has Ms. Solis expressed to you some concerns about some of the things that her sister is telling the kids?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had conversations with placement about those statements?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I mean, you believe that's going to take care of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, I really have nothing further, Judge. My understanding is hopefully within the next month to 2 months, we can get some more extensive visitation set up. And that's your plan, correct?
Yes.
I have nothing further, Judge.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mickelson, any questions?
No, I believe based on Mr. Trout's questions regarding Jimmy Morano, I don't have any questions.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I know you're not Tracy Riley, but that's what it says on your deal. You have any questions?
No questions.
Thank you very much. Mr. Hill, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Zavala.
Ms. Grant, the home that mom is living in, is that her boyfriend's parents?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Is that intended to be a long-term home?
No, mom says that that's where she wants to reunify until she can save up enough money to get her own place.
Okay. And one of the concerns earlier on was getting all the information for the people in the home.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so is there any indication that the boyfriend's also living in the home?
No.
If someone else was living in the home, would it be important for us to have that information and to run the background checks?
Yes, it would.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Any other questions of your witness, Mr. Trout?
Not of this witness, Your Honor. I would call mom, though.
Ms. Lisa, if I could get you to stand still, raise your right hand and unmute. There you go. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Solis, you heard the questions Ms. Zavala was just asking, correct? Okay.
Yes, I did.
So who are and I know some background checks have been run, but who are the people you are living with right now?
Their names are Sarah and Roger Corsi. Roger is a retired farmer. He's 73 years old. He's actually my patient because I'm an in-home healthcare provider. So I forwarded a letter to your guys' emails. I did have everybody's emails, Stacy's, yours, and everybody on here, the ones that I did have available from Sarah Corsi, letting you guys know basically that I am the caretaker. I take care of his daily needs. He's a stroke victim, so he cannot he can feed himself, but I take him to his doctor's appointments, physical therapy.
Hold on just real quick, Ms. Solis. So I don't need their medical background. What I'm asking is, are these the parents of somebody you're dating?
No.
Okay. How do you know these people?
I know them from a longtime friend. He lives out in Lindsay, Texas.
Who is he?
And his name is Dustin Corsi. He is their son. We've never dated or have been in a relationship, but we are longtime friends. He lives in Lindsay, Texas, and when he sought me out, it was to help out his parents.
Okay. Are you currently dating anybody?
No.
Okay. You understand that if you start to date somebody and we're looking at reunification, and there's somebody that's going to be around, we'll need to know who that is.
Yes, I do know that's detriment to my case.
Okay. All right.
Did you pass?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Hammonds, any questions?
Just briefly, Judge, Louisa, you understand, as a result of today's hearing, the department is wanting to reunify you with your children as quickly as possible. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, the best way for that to happen is for you to stay in contact with the new caseworker, work on getting stepped up visitation, and then they will slowly work to overnights where you keep them maybe for a full weekend, and then at some point, possibly even around our next hearing date, you can have the children with you permanently. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have any other questions or concerns?
At the moment, no, it would just be about when setting up for them to actually do a home. We do have a bedroom prepared for the boys. They do have beds. I do have car seats. Everything I've been preparing for a while, so I'm ready for the
Okay,
next
now
step.
I understand. And now you understand. You just need to be patient and work it a step at a time. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Nothing further, Judge.
Thank you. Let's see, Mr. Michelson, any questions from you?
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Riley, stand in. Ms. Riley.
No questions, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Hill, any questions? Ms. Zavala.
Ms. Solis, do you know how long that this couple would let you live there with the boys?
Right now, really, it's based off of Roger's progress from his health recovery. We want to get him to where he can be able to manage being alone. So right now there's not a definite thing, but I have already started looking for houses. I do have enough saved up for a place. I just, with reunification possible and his health at the same time, we're trying to keep it as safe as possible for everybody.
No further questions.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Trout?
No, Your Honor.
Does anybody, just wave at me, does anybody have anybody they'd like to call as a witness? Are we
No,
good?
Judge.
Okay, good. Thank you. Ms. Zavala, do you have anything you'd like to state as the ad litem?
The kids are doing great. They are placed with family. They have regular contact with extended family. I've got no concerns about placement. I have no concerns about moving forward with increasing visits. You know, we do want to keep monitoring the housing situation and making sure that that's a stable kind of long-term placement, or that the right adjustments are made. But I think we're headed in the right direction.
Good. Thank you very much. Is there anything further from anyone?
Nothing further. No.
Thank you. Ms. Solis, let me commend you. It looks as though you've come a long way, and I want to commend you for that. I am required by law, though, to remind you that if for some reason all of a sudden you go haywire and fall off the wagon, your rights could still be restricted or terminated. Okay. I do find that reasonable efforts are being made by everybody, and the mother is in process of gaining her children back, and we are in an extension. The hearing dates that are set by the court at this time is that there is a permanency hearing set for September the 2nd. And also then there is a bench trial final set for November the 4th. So you have, and your drop dead date on this right now is November 7th. So you've got a little time to get everything done and get the mom settled in. So sounds like things are going well. Anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you all
No,
very
Judge.
much.